You know what's weird about schools at night? They're never actually empty. I don't mean squatters or homeless people. I don't mean mice or raccoons. I mean the school itself. It doesn't stop, doesn't sleep. It just continues. Like there's a second shift no one talks about. A night school that runs parallel to the day school. And if you're there alone, if you're the last one in the building, you might see it. You might become part of it. You might never leave. My name's Trevor, and I was a janitor at Lincoln Middle School in Columbus, Ohio. I worked the closing shift for 7 years, 5 p.m. to midnight, cleaning classrooms, mopping floors, emptying trash, locking up, easy work, quiet work, solitary work. I liked it, preferred it to the chaos of the day shift. No students, no teachers, no noise, just me in the empty hallways and my work. Until 3 weeks ago. Until I stayed too late. Until I discovered that Lincoln Middle School doesn't close at midnight. It just changes. I'd been doing this job since 2018. Same routine every single night. Clock in at 5, start with the cafeteria, work my way through the first floor, then the second floor, then the third. Bathrooms, classrooms, hallways, gym, library. By 11:30 I'd be done. 30 minutes to do a final walkthrough, check all the doors, turn off all the lights, set the alarm, lock up, be in my car by midnight, home by 12:30, asleep by 1. Same schedule, same pattern. 7 years. Never had a problem. Never saw anything unusual. Never felt uncomfortable. It was just a building, just a job, just empty rooms I cleaned and left behind. That's what I thought. That's what I needed to believe. That Tuesday started normal. I clocked in at 5:02 p.m. The last teacher, Ms. Patterson, was walking out as I was walking in. "Have a good night, Trevor," she said. "See you tomorrow." Standard exchange. I waved, grabbed my cart, headed for the cafeteria. The school was quiet. That post-student silence where you can still feel the energy but it's fading. Like the building was exhaling, releasing the chaos of the day, settling into its evening calm. I liked this time, this transition, this moment between day and night when the school was mine. I cleaned the cafeteria, wiped down tables, mopped the floors. The industrial floor cleaner hummed, its headlights cutting through the dim space. Peaceful, meditative. I moved to the first floor classrooms, room 101, room 102, room 13. Each one the same. Desks in rows, chalkboards or whiteboards, posters on walls, student work displayed. I emptied trash cans, swept floors, straightened desks, made everything ready for tomorrow, for the students who'd fill these spaces, who'd bring noise and life and chaos back to these quiet rooms. I worked steadily, efficiently. I'd done this thousands of times. I could do it in my sleep. Around 7:30 I was on the second floor. Room 207, Mr. Harrison's English class. I was emptying the recycling bin when I heard it. A sound from down the hall. Like a locker closing. That distinctive metal clang. I stopped, listened. The school was supposed to be empty. All the teachers gone. All the after-school activities finished by 6. I was alone. Should be alone. "Hello?" I called. My voice echoed down the hallway. No response. Just silence. I grabbed my flashlight. Even though the hallway lights were on, even though I could see fine, I just felt better holding it. I walked down the hall, checking, looking. Every locker was closed. Locked. No one there. No one hiding. Just empty hallway. I was hearing things. The building settling. Metal contracting as it cooled. That happens. Old buildings make noise. I went back to work, but then I heard it again. Closer this time, locker slamming. Then another, then another. A whole row of them. Bang, 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 bang. Like students were there, opening and closing lockers. But when I looked, nothing. No movement, no people, just closed lockers. still and silent. I felt my heart rate increase. This was wrong. This was different from normal building sounds. This was active, deliberate. I pulled out my phone, called the front desk, the emergency line that rang through to the principal's cell. It rang, and rang, and rang. No answer. Voicemail. I hung up, tried again. Same thing. I was on my own. Whatever this was, I had to handle it, or ignore it, or finish my work and get out. I kept cleaning. Faster now, less thorough. I just wanted to be done. Wanted to get to that final walkthrough. Wanted to set the alarm and leave. Room 215, room 216, room 217. Each one normal, each one empty. Until room 219, Ms. Chen's math class. I opened the door, turned on the lights, and there were students, sitting at desks, maybe 15 of them, perfectly still, perfectly silent, looking forward at the whiteboard, like class was in session, like they were waiting for the teacher. But school had been out for hours. The building was locked. How were they here? I stood in the doorway, staring. They didn't move, didn't acknowledge me, just sat, staring forward. I couldn't see their faces clearly, just the backs of their heads, their clothes. Normal middle school kids, hoodies, t-shirts, jeans, backpacks on the floor beside their desks. Everything looked normal, except it was 8 p.m., except the school was closed, except they shouldn't exist. "Hey," I said, my voice shaking. "School's closed. You all need to leave. How did you even get in here?" No response. No movement. Not even a twitch. They just sat there. I walked closer, into the classroom. "Hey, can you hear me?" I reached out, touched the nearest student's shoulder, and my hand went through, like they were smoke, like they were projections, like they weren't really there. I jerked back. The student flickered, distorted, then solidified again, still sitting, still staring forward, still pretending to be real. I ran. Out of that classroom, down the hall, my cart forgotten, my cleaning supplies abandoned. I needed to get to the office, to the security monitors, to see what was happening, to understand. The office was on the first floor. I took the stairs, 2 at a time, breathing hard. Behind me, I heard doors opening, classroom doors, and voices, children's voices, talking, laughing, chairs scraping, feet walking, the sounds of a school in session. But when I looked back, the hallway was empty, dark, silent, just echoes, memories, ghosts of the day replaying in the night. I reached the office, burst through the door. The security monitors were on, showing feeds from cameras throughout the building. I looked at the screens, the second floor, the hallway I'd just run down, and on the monitors, it was full of students, walking between classes, talking at lockers, teachers in doorways, a normal school day. But I'd just been there. I'd just run through that space. It had been empty, completely empty. I looked at other screens, the cafeteria, full of students eating lunch, the gym, full of students playing basketball, the library, full of students reading, every space, every room, all showing a school in full operation, all showing something impossible. I looked at the timestamp on the monitors. They all read different times. The cafeteria showed 12:17 p.m. The gym showed 2:45 p.m. The library showed 10:23 a.m. Different moments from throughout the day, all playing simultaneously, all existing at once. The school wasn't empty. It was showing me everything. Every class, every student, every moment, all layered on top of each other, all happening in the same space. And I was walking through it, walking through all these overlapping realities, these recorded moments, these captured days, I heard the office door close behind me. I spun around. A woman was standing there. Professional clothes. Lanyard with an ID badge. She looked normal. Real. Like an actual person. "Mr. Grant," she said, using my last name. "You're not supposed to be here this late. The evening sessions are for students only." "Evening sessions? What evening sessions?" "I'm the janitor," I said. "I work here. I'm supposed to be here." She smiled, but it was wrong. Too wide. Too fixed. "Not anymore," she said. "You stayed too late. Now you're part of the program. Now you're enrolled." She gestured to the door. "Come. You're late for class." I ran past her, shoved through the door, back into the hallway. But the hallway was different now. Fuller. There were students everywhere. Walking, talking, moving between classes. And they all looked at me as I ran past. All turned their heads in perfect unison. All smiled those same two wide smiles. All whispered the same thing. "New student, new student, new student." I pushed through them. They felt solid, real, but cold. So cold. Like walking through frozen air. Like passing through winter itself. I headed for the exit. The main doors. They were right there. 50 feet away. I could see them through the crowd, through the impossible students who shouldn't exist. I ran, reached the doors, pushed. They didn't open. Locked. From the inside. That wasn't possible. Fire code requires exits to open from inside. Always. I pushed harder, rattled the handles. Nothing. The students behind me had stopped, formed a semicircle, watching, waiting. The woman from the office was there too, at the front, still smiling. "You can't leave during school hours, Mr. Grant," she said. "That's truancy. That's against the rules. You need to go to class. You need to learn. You need to stay." I found a window. First floor, classroom 112. I ran to it. The students followed. Not fast, not running, just walking, maintaining that same distance, that same formation, like they were hurting me, guiding me. I reached the window. It was locked too. I grabbed a chair, swung it. The chair bounced off, didn't even crack the glass. Like the window was made of something stronger than glass, something unbreakable. I was trapped, completely trapped, in a building that should have been empty, in a school that should have been closed, in a space that existed between day and night, between real and unreal, between now and then. The bell rang, loud, harsh, throughout the building, and all the students moved, turned, walked to classrooms. The hallway emptied in seconds, all of them disappearing into rooms, taking seats, opening notebooks, preparing for class. The woman gestured to room 112, the room I was standing in. "This is your classroom, Mr. Grant. Please take a seat. The lesson is about to begin." I looked inside. The desks were filled, all except one, in the front row, with my name on it. Trevor Grant, written on a nameplate. Waiting for me. Reserved for me. Mine. I don't remember sitting down. Don't remember walking to that desk. But I must have, because I'm here now. Sitting. Notebook open. Pen in hand. The teacher is at the front. I can't see their face. Can't make out their features. But they're teaching. Writing on the board. Equations. Formulas. Things I don't understand. Things that don't make sense. The other students are taking notes. Their heads down. Their hands moving. Writing endlessly. Never stopping. Never looking up. And I'm doing the same. My hand moving on its own. Filling pages. With symbols. With numbers. With words I don't recognize. The clock on the wall shows 8:47 p.m. But it's not moving. The minute hand is stuck. Frozen. We've been in class for hours. Or minutes. Or seconds. I can't tell anymore. Time doesn't work right here. In this evening session. In this night school. In this version of Lincoln Middle School that exists after midnight. After the day shift ends. After the janitor is supposed to leave, sometimes I remember my life before. My apartment, my cat, my routine, my real job cleaning the real school during real hours. But those memories are fading, getting distant, like they belong to someone else. Someone who existed before I became a student, before I enrolled, before I stayed too late and crossed over into this endless class, this eternal lesson, this school that never closes, never graduates, never lets anyone leave. If you're captivated by more chilling stories from people who've worked late shifts in familiar places and discovered they're not what they seem during certain hours, make sure to subscribe to Campfire Nightmares. And I'm curious to know, have you ever been in a school or office building after hours and felt like it was still occupied? Like the day's activities were still happening around you even though everyone had left? Share what you felt in the comments, because I think Lincoln Middle School isn't unique. I think there are other buildings where day and night operate differently, where time layers over itself, where if you stay too late, you might become part of the evening session. You might find your desk. You might never finish the lesson. You might never hear the final bell.